Good evening, Rav.
The note takers are here.
Yes, Rav, Ranaz is on.
Yes, Rav, we're on.
Oh, good. Very good. We continue to speak about discipline. And I need to explain what does it mean. Outside discipline and inner discipline. What's the difference between these two? The main thing is the inner one, as we said yesterday. The outside discipline, it's not actually coming from me. If I'm on the street, or if I'm taking the subway, can I do whatever I want? No, so over there, the outside, I know what needs to be done. Meaning is not a private person that came up with these laws, as we say. Every person is obligated to keep the laws. Now, to keep, for example, to keep quiet at nighttime when everybody is asleep and you are on the street. It's a norm that everybody is obligated, and it's not coming from one person. This is what has to be done. It's not what I want. Maybe I want to, we agreed upon this. We agreed upon. Also, when it comes to the kids, whatever is keeping us busy all the time, it's the outside discipline. Which is okay. And I'll say why it's okay. Meaning, we want the kids to behave in certain ways. So, meaning is laws how to behave. But when you're talking about inner discipline, you can see a child and you can see a grown-up. It's two different behaviors. And I'll explain. A small child, from the moment that he is born, and until he is adopting the behavior that we want from him at home, we decided for him. Yes? But a child, how does he operate? A child operates according to what he needs now. He doesn't care who is it, what is this, guest, no guest, proper, not proper. When he feels that something that he needs, that's it. Does he care that you have to sleep now?
No.
No. When he have to eat, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's an infant. Does he care that you already are exhausted?
No.
Or he is in a stage of teething? So he needs what he needs, and he doesn't care. Let's say now he grew up a little bit, now he's starting to walk. He doesn't know what does it mean. Don't go over there, don't go on the steps, you might fall. But he goes. Why? Because he wants to go. If he was able to open a door of a closet, he will make balagan because he wants to make balagan. Because he is working actually like I have to say it, like a small animal. I feel that urge, I have to have it. How do we know that the child is starting to grow up? That you see where he's starting to learn that not everything he can do. And it's obligating everybody. Even though it's clashing with what he needs. He have to obey. Does the child want to put a seatbelt on? That's the law. So they learn slowly that not everything that you want to do, you can do because there is a set of laws over here. So what are we teaching the child? You cannot go out of the house alone. And you cannot eat if you don't have an apron. And along the way, we adding more things and more things and more things from his parents because we want him to be like anybody else. So usually he is obeying what he needs to obey. Okay. But sometimes, even though the child is small, and he learns that there is things that are asur to do, it doesn't interest him what is allowed and what is not allowed. It doesn't exist in his world. In his computer, is not existing. And he's not even going to consider that. The only thing that a child understands is what is pleasant for me, what I like, and what he can satisfy his needs right away. And even if he hears, no, asur, he is not thinking now, why is they telling me it's a soul? Maybe it's not good. No. For him, it's still allowed because he wants it. He is afraid from the word asur. He knows if he's going to do it, he's going to get punishment. So he's afraid from the punishment. Not because he acquired that this is asur and he will do it from now on. No. It means if you're not going to be there, he'll do it. So, the bottom line is, the thoughts, if it's worth it or it's not worth it, and the pleasantness, they're still active, they're still acting. And that's why a child is acting all the time. But the more he grows up, he starts to understand and to register that he has to relate some importance to the rules that there is in the world and in his house also. Now he understands there is rules. And even though there is no punishment, but he knows there are rules. So the more you see a child following instruction, following the rules, you know he is growing up and he is mentally healthy because he knows what yes and what no. And the more we see that he is thinking, considering yes to do, not to do, and not I want it, I don't care what's going to happen. You have to know that the child is on his way to build himself a foundation that a healthy mind child. That the investment of the chinuch that you're putting starting to pay. So we have one scale. On top is we, the oldest one. We always thinking, yes to do, not to do, should I go shopping, I should not go shopping, should I buy, I should not buy, what this one will say, what that one will say. We're thinking. When a child wants something, he doesn't think. He wants. No. When he wants to bring a toy from the nursery home without permission, is the child thinking what's going to be the outcome?
No.
No.
He doesn't care. It's not in the computer even. He said, I want this toy. I like this toy. I'll take it home. But when we grow up, we're not going to touch it. He said, that's belong to the nursery. If I want to take it, I have to ask permission. That's the difference between a child and a grown-up. So we always have to calculate. Is it proper to do it or not proper to do it? Allowed to do it, not allowed to do it? A person that knows that what I'm looking to satisfy my desire is only a secondary. What is the tachlis? What I'm going to gain out of it? That's the person that you can talk to. And the main thing is, he will always do what is the right thing to do. Not what he wants to do. What is the right thing to do. And many of us, we're falling into this trap. Many times, we're not thinking what's going to be the outcome. I decided I want to do it. Is it the right thing to do? No. No, it's not. And then the problems are coming. Most of the things that we need to do are not pleasant, and it's not easy. Pay attention, and I'll repeat again. Most of the things that we want to be pleasant, it will work against us. Most of the thing, if this is the right thing to do, not what I want to do. If this is the right thing to do, even I don't like it, but I know that's the right thing to do, even though it's not pleasant and it's not easy. This is a person, he developed himself. He is disciplined to take what he wants to put it aside, and now let me look at the picture of what needs to be done over here. We all have this fight. Until we are old, we're going to have it. That always we have to think, who is talking now? My desires, or it was what I want to do, or what is right to do? It's always going to be. It's always going to be. If I'm talking to the ladies, okay. To go tzanua and everything else. It's easy. For some, no. Now, by going not at tzanua, are you doing what you want to do or what needs to be done?
What do you want to do?
Here we go. So your discipline is very bad. You're not disciplined. Discipline means I'm not going to do what I want to do. I have to find out what is the right thing to do. That's discipline. But all the time, the yetzer is there, the desire is there, the urge is there. Okay. This is always going to be the fight. As we call it, yetzer hara against the the cold brain that we have. What is necessary to do, not what you want to do. So now, how do we know what is necessary to do and what is the right thing to do versus what I want to do? If you're not going to the Torah, you will never know. You will never know. The Yetzer Hara says, everybody is doing it. You do it also. Big deal, man. Because the Yetzer Hara has no musar. He has no obligation. Not to people, not to the musar, not to the halacha, not to say, you do whatever you want to do. Be yourself, be yourself. Why you have to listen to other people? On the other hand, the Yetzer Hara comes and says, don't do it. You have to go according to what the Torah tells you to do. That's called inner discipline. My Yetzer Hara said, do this, and my discipline, the inside says, no, I have to say, I have to do what is the right thing to do. Now, you tell me now, how many people don't have inner discipline?
Plenty.
How many? So whom you trying to discipline?
Others, but not yourself.
How can you do it? Where do you stand a chance, Bichlal?
We do it with kids, Rav, because we feel we could do it out of fear for them. They should do it.
How long you think it will last?
Until they're able to run away and do their own thing. Till they're free from under you.
And this is what happened in the teenager time. They are starting to act because they were not disciplined. Now they feel that they can do everything. Usually we behave because we're afraid what people might say. Or what my neighbors would say. What the people in my shul would say. So when they are away from all the people that they're afraid of, what they doing?
Their own thing, whatever they want.
You see people doing outside things that in town they will never do it. Don't we know people that they go to vacation, they losing themselves? Is this called discipline?
No, Rav.
So how can you discipline a child? where this idea came to your head. Discipline is what I know, no matter what, I will not do it. It's coming from myself. I'm not afraid of what this one said. I don't want to do it. So now, let's go back to the child. The child, he doesn't understand what does it mean, inner discipline. Don't even think about it. We have to implement by the child outside discipline. So how do you start? We have to teach that he has to listen to us. As I said you, and I told you many times, you have to stand on what you're saying like a rock. You're not moving, you're not budging. You have to listen to us because the Torah says you have to respect us, and whatever we say, you have to do. And it's not us. We obligated also. We're telling you what we are obligated with. And when you go into yeshiva, you have to listen to the Rabbi, whatever they tell you, you have to obey the laws. And we're going to tell them, nighttime, you're going to sleep, Habibi, at a certain hour. Does he want to sleep? No, but we have to implement it so he knows there is a rule going to sleep. In a day, you're going to yeshiva. And we have to teach him that in the yeshiva, you learn, and then you have a break time. Only in the break time you eat and you play, not in the middle of the class. All this, it's outside discipline. Until he will learn in a later on age to listen and to surrender to the laws of life that already existing for thousands of years ago. So now, what do we have to do? We have to do the best to instill inside this child love for Torah, because this is the only thing that can save him later on. So when the Torah will tell him not to do it, he will come out of love, because he knows it's emet, and not because we forced him to do it. And we have to work on the character, the midot tovot. It's difficult. And we have to be creative how to overcome his urge to get things right away. If it's good for him, it's not good for him. We have to find all kinds of creative ways to start to teach him not everything that you want is good. What is necessary to do. Meaning we have to work on him on the outside so good that he by himself will want to have inner discipline. is coming from you, not from us. So if we're not home, he will wash. He will say Amotzi, and he will say Birkat Hamazon by himself. He already have inner discipline to follow. So, sometimes a child, he sees outside the weather is nice. He doesn't want to stay in the classroom. He wants to go out. He's a child. So now, like he's going to shul, what do you think he's going to shul to pray? We're just making him exercises for the future. There is a classroom, you have to learn, and you go to shul, and you have to pray. And so, slowly, he will recognize why there is a shul and why there is a yeshiva. But we have to make it in a pleasant way. So you have to know, you're asking your kids only outside discipline. Like we spoke, 7 o'clock you're going to sleep. At 8 o'clock, the school bus is coming, you have to go. All the things that, that you want to implement. And hopefully it will follow, because for sure, if you are not there, he will not go to sleep at 7 o'clock. So then you have to talk to him all the time. It's important to sleep. It's part of Avodat Hashem is to sleep. It's going to be a better day for you in the yeshiva. It takes time to explain, to understand that even to go to sleep, which is outside discipline, he will. Then when he will grow up, we'll teach him that to sleep is part of the Limud HaTorah. Because if you're not able to sleep and you're not able to concentrate, so you lost it. So what did you gain? So everything that you will touch, we're going to make it as a mitzvah. But this is in a later age. Now he's too young for this. Now he has to know, follow the rules. Now, let me ask you a question. Every place that you're going, you acting the same way?
No.
Why not?
Depends on the circumstances. Depends where you are.
When you go into a store, you're talking in a certain way, right?
Yes, sir.
When you go to PTA, in a different way, right? When you're speaking to the rabbi, a different way. Meaning we know how to behave in this case, and how to behave in this case, and how to behave in this case. Are we behaving at home the same way that we be behaving outside?
No.
When you have guests, a family, or when you have guests that you didn't see for a long time, you behaving the same?
No.
No. No.
No. When you go into shul, you behaving the same way that you be behaving at your office?
No.
So people will tell you, he is a good actor. When he is with his wife, he's when he is by his friends, or when he is in shul, tzaddik. He belongs in Broadway. And the truth of the matter is, no, he's okay. Why? You have to fit yourself in every situation that you're in. Imagine me coming to a place that are all non-observant. How should I behave? Like in the yeshiva? Do I have to change my approach, yes or no?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, Rav.
Everybody else is so quiet.
We picked Sharona as our representative.
We all ears, Rabbi, we are listening.
We're listening, yeah. But you have to answer my questions. So should I behave in the shul the same way that I will behave if I'm going to give a class in a place that they're not observant?
No.
No, it's different.
I have to be different. The approach has to be different. So what am I, actor?
No, because you're going according to the environment where you're at that point. So you're going by according to the surroundings of the place.
It doesn't mean that I have to dress differently. I will not put jeans and say I have to be like one of them. Okay, like many of us do. I'm going to a place, so I have to dress accordingly. So pitom the skirt becoming short and no ties, no bloom. I have to fit in, you know. That's not good. You going the same way that you're going everywhere, but you be friendly. Because you know what is allowed and what is not allowed. if I know what am I allowed and what I'm not allowed, so I can manage. So, if I'm angry, upset, or something happened that I'm not happy with, how will I behave at home? And how will I behave among my friends? And how will I behave in the shul? And how will I behave in my workplace? The same?
Definitely not.
So, is this person an actor?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not an actor. There is no doubt that whatever we permit ourselves to do here, we know here we cannot do it.
So Rav, it's not acting, it's more of finding the balance of how to behave.
Now, it's not a secret that some people that in shul, Palaganistim, they want to be, when they coming home, they're hiding for their wife under the table. They're so terrified from their wife. You see a different person. And you see the opposite. In the house, he is mamash like dictator. No heart, no gloom. And when he goes outside, boom, mamash tzaddik. Are you gonna talk to the Rabbi of your son or to the Rav of the community the same way that you're talking to your friends?
No,
No.
that's for sure.
So what are you, actor?
No. When you talk to Rabbi, you talk with kavod, with respect. When you talk to your friends, you're more open with them because they're your friends. You feel like you could be open with them and have fun with them.
So now, where did we learn this?
From our parents setting limits.
Everybody sets limits, right? We saw it, how people speaking to the Rav. So I got in my mind, that's the way to speak. I cannot speak to him like anybody else. Okay? It's according to the level of the people. Now, don't you know, among your friends, right? With whom you can do business and whom you cannot,
Yes, absolutely.
and with whom you can go to a coffee shop and drink coffee, and with whom you're not.
Yes. Whom you can trust and to whom you're not. Yes.
A person which is smart and clever, he will understand very fast. Who can understand a joke? And who from a joke, right away, he will get offended. So he knows next to this man, I'm not saying any jokes. Next to this one, I can say whatever I want. How does he know it?
Is it from experience or just reading the person?
You smart, you pick it up. Meaning you behave totally different when you're next to this guy who don't know how to take a joke. And you behave in a different way when you're next to the guy who knows what a joke is. Yes or no?
Yes, Rabbi.
Huh?
Yes, Rav.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes you pat somebody on the back, you feel that your friend, and sometimes you pat and say, why do you hit me? What did I do? Oh boy, Habibi. This guy, you don't start with him. Okay, so I know already when I see him, shalom, shalom, how are you? This guy is saying, I give him his bank. He said, oh, two different people, two different behaviors. Now let's go to the kids. Don't you think that the kids knows whom they're dealing with?
Definitely no. Yes,
Huh?
they definitely know. Yes.
And how? They know whom they're dealing with. Every child, even a small one, he knows exactly what he can do and what he cannot do.
How do they know these things? It surprised me. Like when they say, I want to go shopping with grandma, they know who spends the money.
It's so true. They know what the parents expect and what are the borders that they know that the parents will not budge. They know that. And exactly like the older ones, they also doing it. They have the senses are very sharp. Don't forget they have no sins. They're very sharp, very smart. And they know what we are able to accept and what we're not able to accept. And this is how they channel their behavior like this. Pay attention now. If you see that your child is misbehaving there, so he knows that you have no boundaries. We can take you everywhere you want to. If the child is misbehaving, it means the parents is misbehaving. The parents have no boundaries. That's why when I heard that you have difficulties to put him to sleep and so on, I said, oh boy, well, I have to start. Let's go to the basics. This house has no discipline. And the kids know they can play with the parents, they can take the kishkes out. Kids learning to recognize the weaker points by the parents. They're very good at it. You can't imagine how good they are. And according to this, they deciding what is worth it to ask from Abba and what to ask from Ima. Don't they know?
Definitely. Yes, Rav.
Huh?
Yes,
Big
definitely.
time.
Say the truth, no, come on.
Yes, you're right, Rabbi.
Definitely.
Whenever they need, when they did something, they don't know Abby's gonna say no, and they need email right away.
You see, my two boys, once we heard them talking to each other, and one saying to the other ones, you know, when you need small change, go to mommy. When you need big money, don't go to mommy. Go to Abba. Abba will give you. Unbelievable. And they were that small, you know, much. They already figured out, okay, that Abba is the softy one. And he'll give us. How did they pick that up? That's how sharp they are. Every child knows if the report card is not good, he knows whom to show it to. Either Abba, either Ima. He knows who is going to be much more, you know, okay. And if he walked up late and he need a note to the teacher that he was, I don't know what, he knows whom to go, either Abba, either Ima. Who is weaker over here? A child that is trying to be evil in order to get what he wants, and he wants to force his parents to give him what he wants. He knows when to use it and when not to use it. You'll be surprised, right? Kids knows when and next to which ears you can cry in order to achieve the target that I have. Usually they cry by the Saba and Savta. Yes. And Saba and Savta says, okay, come, bo, I'll buy for you. Because they know Saba and Savta, they are the weaker spots. And they know when not to start because they know it's going to be a wasted effort. It's not going to work. They know it. They're very creative, the kids. And they're using all kinds of things in order to find out, to reveal where is the weaker point of the parents. You know, in order to achieve what they want to achieve, they calculating fast where is the weaker point, and they're going to press there all the time. Did you know all this?
No. But Quora, from time to time, you're still gonna have a weaker moment. Like, for example, if you have Rahmanot on the kids, you feel bad for them or something when they're crying or they hurt themselves. You're still gonna have that Rahmanot on them, that they hurt themselves.
I'm not talking about hurting themselves. Although everything is fine, everything is okay. So now you can understand that the child will not start anything to put pressure on the parents at the time that he knows that they're not going to budge. Why is he starting to act? Why? Because he knows at the end he'll get what he wants. He figured out already all the weaker spots. and he'll press each one of them until you're gonna cave in. Can you count how many times you caved in?
No.
Why are you so quiet tonight?
Rav, can I ask a question? What if you find yourself you try to be very, very strict, and you have one child amongst, X number of children who is very, very determined and just doesn't give up no matter what? How do you, and you find yourself going head to head with that child and nonstop?
You don't have to go head to head. He says, talk to the wall. I said it, you're gonna do it. And without any expressions. They're looking at your expressions. When they see that you're getting upset, they know you're cracking down. There is a crack in the wall. One more push, two more, and the wall will come down. But you say, you can cry until tomorrow, Habibi. Nothing's gonna help you. You're gonna listen to what I said. Have a good night. And he will scream, shout, and says, good night, Habibi. He will not do it again. He's not stupid.
Thank you.
Don't forget what I'm saying. The expression is very important. The tone of the voice is very important. You cannot discipline with screaming. It's not gonna work.
But Rabbi, they argue and scream and throw tantrums
Don't
and
argue.
cry
Why do you
and
argue with
whine
them?
until they, they don't give up. And how could you not show any emotion or any kind of
Why do you argue with them?
what?
Why do you argue? The moment that you start to argue, you lost the battle. They
I
suck
can
you
help.
in the game.
I'm trying to explain and give reasons why you
After
cannot do it.
No. After you do what I told you, then we're going to explain. First you do.
They don't want to do it. They just refuse to, I don't know. They refuse to do things, and you keep repeating yourself and explaining, and you feel like you have to just keep repeating and over until they understand. And also, they don't know, like when it comes to time, following the time. No matter how many times you tell them,
How
okay,
old
you
is
have
it?
to.
How old is the child?
I have an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old. And for them, like they come home and I told them, okay, you have 30 minutes to play. After that, you have to start your homework. I have structure, I have discipline in my house, but they still, like I still feel like they don't want to listen. They just want to play, and they start their homework late, and then everything is late again. They want to, they don't go to bed again on time because of that.
So you're teaching them how not to keep their words. Very good school you have at home.
I can't help it. Like, as far as I tell them, I keep telling them, okay, it's time to do your homework. It's time to do I keep repeating myself. They just like ignore.
First of all, before they start to play, they said, half an hour is an half an hour.
I even put on the timer.
Good. If you're going to tell me, you're not going to play anymore. And that's it. You're going to learn to keep your words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told them this today. You have to keep your word.
Yes.
But for them,
they will not be able to cope with life.
I just have a problem for them to understand that
Not
what
everything
is time?
understand.
Time
They
for
have
them
to
is nothing.
understand that they have to follow rules. That's all.
See, they don't understand like what is 8 o'clock, what is 9 o'clock. Like they feel like, oh, they have all the time in the world.
They
In the
do
morning
understand.
also, they take their time, and I tell them the bus driver is waiting for you. For them, it's like they don't care. Who cares, you know? At least one of them said that to me. Like, okay. I said, everyone is waiting because of you. He's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't care. It's pork.
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 So just,
Did you see
yeah, I
once?
know it's like self-centered.
Did you
That's
see once a Jew that don't care?
mm-hmm.
What kind of a chinuch is this? I don't care. So I don't care also.
I try to discipline with love as much as I can, but then it turns to like, you know, more out of love because they don't listen and they just disobey and disrespect. That's how I feel. Like they
They
just
want
don't
to
want to,
take
they
advantage
ignore
of
me.
you. Yeah, because they know how to take advantage of you because you're not tough.
But I try to be tough. If I'm tough, you know, then it's not, like I said, I'm trying to discipline more with love, but then it's because it turns to being tough with them, and I don't want to be too tough because then they hate me or they tell me I'm a mean mother.
Oh, come on. Come on with this nonsense. Okay, you say, yes, your mother is very mean. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I say that. I say, okay, I'm a mean mother.
But you're going to sleep now.
Mm-hmm.
And you sing, Mommy is mean. You're gonna take the kishkes out.
Rob, can I give a simpler example? I'll take my daughter to her room and I tell her, right now you're going to clean your room. I could be gone for a half hour. I come back and she's been sitting there brushing her hair for the last 30 minutes.
What do you think you'll do? You're funny. You really think that you're gonna do it?
I figure, I mean, inherently, if she doesn't clean her room, it's never going to get clean. So how does she expect it to get done?
You say, I'm expecting your room to be cleaned. I'm not gonna clean it for you. That's all.
Rabbi, what age are we supposed to expect that from them? Because if you have a cleaning lady coming, they're cleaning the whole house. That's the question.
Cleaning lady is for mommy, not for you.
Right, but mommy wants the room to look clean.
Not for you. I hear already.
No, I told them that if they don't clean it up, I'm going to give the toys to the cleaning lady. So they do clean up. They clean up, but I'm saying that, let's say bed changing or things like that. Is it supposed to be happening at 8, 9 years old?
Of course. Of course. But we have to make it in a pleasant way. When you clean, you're doing chesed to yourself, you're doing chesed to everybody. You know, we have to talk, not just to give orders. They feel that the house is like an army camp.
So Rav, once we do tell them, like you said, in a pleasant way and then make it more fun, what kind of reward can we give? Because I feel like people give money, like allowances. I feel that's also a very hot topic. Like, are we supposed to be giving them money to say, okay, like,
whatever will motivate them, do it.
even if it's money, it's okay.
In my time, a candy will do it. Now it's not going to work anymore.
Does Rav have an amount that's appropriate?
I don't know. Each one according to his own abilities, you know.
Is it okay to give them money to do their homework?
No.
It's not right, right? Because I see some people, if you do your homework, I give you $1. If you have you $2, no, it's not right.
No. They have to understand that this is their obligation.
Right.
Cool. I saw mom, it's kind of, I really like that she was giving a reward is in like alone time with mommy, or a reward is in, I don't know, something sweet like ice cream or something like that. So it wasn't really financial. It wasn't really materialistic. It was more like quality time. And the
Good.
kids really loved it because they get to spend. It's more special.
Very good. Very good. The main thing is to be very creative. Kids like it. The problem is they're becoming, okay, why your room is not clean? Clean this, put this there. That's instead of say, Chayale, come say that. I think that your shoes are not in place. Maybe you want to put it back into the closet, maybe. What do you say? What do you say? That's all.
So
You
Rav,
send a message, but the question is, how is the approach? We all send in messages. The approach. So now, many parents are coming to me and they saying, our son is misbehavior, malaganist. I don't know what to do with him. I asking one simple question: if you know, how is he behaving in school? Most of the time I hear 99% of the cases, you know what I hear? In school, we don't hear even one boo from him. He is following the rules, he's doing what he's supposed to, he's there, he's fine. So tell me something. If a person is able to lift up 50 kilo over here, when he goes over there, he cannot lift 50 kilo.
You should be able to do it also.
So why in school is good, and when he comes home, something is wrong?
does Rav mean that he's being chutzpah at home and in school he's not, or he's
That's
just
whatever
reacting?
he wants. Whatever he cannot do in the yeshiva, he does at home.
Because there's no boundaries at home. In yeshiva, there's rules.
Here we go. So right away, we know what? That the house is a mess.
Rabbi,
Because if you're bad, you're going to be bad at home and you're going to be bad in the yeshiva.
Rabbi, is not that the child is too frustrated at school? The school
No,
pressure, that's why he's like,
it is very good in school.
I know, like he take it and he take it in school, and then when he comes home, he's like, let it out.
No.
The reason?
No, מה פתאום, no. When a child don't like the school, it's going to be very noticeable. Very. Is it possible that a child knows to sing in Queens, and when he goes to Brooklyn, he don't know how to sing? Is it possible?
No.
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 So if he can do it in school, how come he cannot do it at home?
He knows he could get away with it at home.
Oh,
And he knows how to manipulate the situation.
we're not going to take this garbage, right? We're not going. And he knows it. The child knows. Tell me something. Why they don't start in the morning with the Rabbi, and afternoon when there's English time? What happened? They know. With the Rabbi, you cannot mess around with him. You better sit and learn. Afternoon, they don't know what they do in Bichlal. You know, balagan. Kids knows where to hit. The kids knows. They take advantage. They know. Even teachers that are changing, in one class he'll sit. In the second class,
Rav,
a
it's
different
even with
child. A different
teacher-
child. How come? They know where is the weak spots. They know that. So we, the parents, we have to get disciplined ourselves.
Rav, can I ask one more question? How
Yeah.
do you know that you're maybe giving too much to your children? Like maybe too many play dates, even too much attention, you know? Is there such a thing as giving your children too much attention?
Not as far as I know.
Is there such a thing as making too many play dates for your children to spend time with their friends?
This, we have to see who are the friends and how much time they take from them. It's to be seen. I cannot say the answer just like that. But everything has to have a limit. Okay, I hope that the man will show up tomorrow in the yeshiva.
בהצלחה, כבוד הרב.
With the ladies, it was a big success. I hope that the man send your husband, okay? I'm sure they will enjoy it. And you will continue on the same topic, Motzei Shabbat, Im Yirtzeh Hashem. And I'll see you tomorrow again at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And my son will take over tomorrow night. And I'll continue this discipline. We have a long way to go. Motzai Shabbat at 9 o'clock.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
Kod Arav. Thank you.
Have a good
Thank you.
night, everybody. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, Kod Arav.
As usual,
Thank you.
I'll see
Good
you
night.
tomorrow at noontime. B'ezras Hashem.
Bezrat
Thank you,
Hashem.
Rabbi.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.